Hi, everybody. It's me, Darlene, the Unstuck expert. I wasn't sure if I'd be on yesterday, but I have decided to come on today. How about that? Just fixing my camera here. I want to talk more about spreading your wings. I was going to talk about the opposite of being invisible, but I'll save that one because I'm going to add something to spreading your wings. What happens if we don't exercise something, a muscle? It atrophies, correct? As we get older, we must be very cognizant of keeping our whole being, and I say mind and body, active. Otherwise, what you don't use, you might lose. Well, if you look at a butterfly, really, those glorious wings, they're most majestic in that later chapter of their lives. What about you? Have you thought about anything I've said for anyone who's listening? Have you thought about the fact that older does not mean dead? I happen to believe there's something beyond, but in this life, it does not mean it's over. As the great Confucius said, I'm paraphrasing him, that you can slow down, but you don't have to stop. I tell you this because I really have been trying to spread my wings further in trying some new things. And that's why I'm encouraging you all. There is nothing unusual about me, except I'm unusual just like all of you. Have you allowed something that you tried when you were very young to go inward, to go dormant? And you thought, maybe I should try again. Now, there are some things, I've said this over and over, and I'll reiterate, we have to let go. But not what goes on up here, not our dreams, not our thoughts, not being able to try a new skill that goes across the generational scope. No. If you want to draw, if you want to paint, if you want to write, if you want to play music, learn a foreign language, learn a new card game, learn a new game. You might be slower. I certainly am learning Spanish. I don't do it enough. I mean, I do it a few times a week. I need to do it more, but buenas tardes. Today's the afternoon, I believe. But I'm telling you this because I truly believe my message. I'm passionate about how we think is everything. And my belief is that we can change the way we think throughout our life cycle. So if you're saying, well, my wings are too fragile, my wings are too old, don't come near me because I will respectfully disagree. Now, let's look at another way. I love orchids. It's my favorite flower, the Phalaenopsis. Orchids are glorious. One of these days, I will get to the New York Botanical Garden and see the display of orchids. I think they have 8,000 species they show out of 25. Can you believe that? I have not gone there yet. And right now, who knows when I'll get there. I probably should have watched it online, but with all this pandemic. But I used to have a few phalaenopsises and a dendrobium. And I had a client that once used to work in a flower shop and she'd bring me all kinds of orchids. But those are my two favorite. And if you haven't seen the dendrobium, which is less known, it's a beautiful cane like stem. And you put it out. Even I didn't put it out and it blossoms. And I think it comes back. Now, I didn't have that many of those, but I need to get some more because they're magnificent. But I had a lot of phalaenopsises, especially when I had my office in Needham. The bloom would drop after the first bloom. You could do one or two things. You could cut it and get rid of it, or you could just remove the bloom. I think you had to take the leaf. No, I left the leaves and wait and see. And sometimes another glorious bloom would come. Some less glorious, some just as glorious. I tell you this because what may be dormant does not mean it's obsolete. That may not have death taken it. It may be there for your taking, but you have to be open. You have to change this. All right, everybody, I just had to say more about that. So, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. I am both the student, I will remain, and the teacher I hope to share. Maybe Friday, definitely Monday, maybe later in the day on Monday again.